So this Sunday, Uncensored will feature entertainment manager, entrepreneur, and I'm going to add TV personality, activist, cool mom, and wife, Mrs. Yandy Smith Harris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing great. I know, with this news regarding the Breonna Taylor case, it kind of just put a little damper on things because I know you've been
I
active.
am. Let me tell you something. Today is a press day, and I am trying to put on a good, positive face because I know that I have to make sure this episode gets seen and all of that amazing stuff. But I am completely devastated and heartbroken about this. I'm literally in front of the TV right now, just reading what's happening on CNN, and
Yeah.
I am devastated right
And
now.
and
Like
we've seen
completely
you on the front
devastated.
lines. Like we've seen you arrested, we've seen you getting pepper sprayed, and just really not just tweeting about it or not just putting it on social media, but actually being in the thick of it. And so, yeah, I did want to get your reaction to this announcement that only one of the officers has been indicted by a grand jury.
It's not enough. It's just not enough.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, he's not even indicted for the murder. He's indicted for
Mm,
endangerment. So
yeah.
again, it's the same thing. Like the murder of this black woman doesn't matter, but the fact that he endangered the community, that's what matters.
Yeah.
That is a loud and clear message of how they value people in Louisville, how they value black people, black women in Louisville,
Yes.
Kentucky.
Black women especially. And so, Yandy, I know I just want you to continue to use your platform and be vocal, and this is not going to slow anything down, I'm sure. So let's try to get through this because I definitely want to talk about your uncensored episode. I think, a lot of
For
people are
sure.
going to get to know things about you that they haven't, even with you being on our TVs, every week. You graduated from the real HU, okay,
I
Howard
graduated from
University.
the real HU.
Yeah,
Thank
shout
you
out
for
to
saying
Howard.
that.
Yeah, and I remember hearing the story about you interning at Violator and being mentored by Mona Scott Young. But one thing that I didn't know or that I missed was that you kind of put the missing pieces in place to bring us love and hip hop. I didn't know that you had such a hand in that in making that come to fruition.
Absolutely. When I first got the deal, it was going to be called Keeping Up with the Joneses, and it was all about my client, Jim, and his family.
Hmm.
And then Jim just had so much life happening to him as things happen, and he was like, "This is too intrusive. It's too much." And I went with Mona. I'm like, Mona, these people done gave me all this money. I don't want to lose my deal. I need help. And she was pitching a show at the time, and for whatever reason, she was having some difficulty with the show. She was pitching about women in hip hop, and then we are like, okay, let's put our minds together, and that birthed Love and Hip Hop, which I think it's changed from where it started. It's changed and it's
Yeah.
evolved over some years. But yes, I went from being a producer to actually becoming a cast member on the show, which was a huge transition for me because I've been behind the scenes for years. So coming in front of the camera, it's weird because I'm still not comfortable on camera. I'm still always like, oh, I'm so awkward.
Really?
Oh, gosh, yes. Every
That's
single
hard
time I
to
have to shoot, I'm
believe
just awkward.
because you're like the OG of Love and Hip Hop. And I remember, just when you started that journey and all the things that have happened from the good to the great to the bad and the ugly. I've always wondered if
Mm-hmm.
you had any regrets looking back at anything because, child, there have been fights, but then you've also had events and, women's empowerment. So it was like a lot mixed up into there. Looking back, do you wish that you would have changed the way that you've reacted to certain things or, mended friendships
I
that may
think
have soured?
I have no regrets at all about anything that I've done in this life.
Mm,
What I do wish is that I would have learned the lesson earlier sometimes, or I wish I would have seen clues sometimes. But watching different episodes and seeing myself on TV, seeing relationships and how they play out, there are always signs for different things. And And I think that I've learned to look at Love and Hip Hop as something that's therapeutic as these things happen, because we don't get to see the episodes until you see the episodes. So sometimes you hear conversations and you think someone is your friend and you're like, whoa, you said that, or you sat there and let this person say that, or you're involved in situations and you look back in retrospect, you're like, why did I pay that child any mind? That does not matter. In the grand scheme, that's what I always say. I'm always like, why did I let that bother me? Because that
Right.
didn't
Why
really
did I
matter in the
even
grand
react to
scheme of my life.
that? Because I'm thinking like, how did it affect like real life for you? Because we only see, like you said, an hour of something that was edited, but you guys have to go out and live this real life. Like these are real relationships, business relationships, and even friendships. But like you said, to watch something happen where you thought someone was your friend, or how does that play out, or how did that play out for you in real life, and how did it affect things?
I have gained many friends through this show, and I have lost a very important friend. And those things, both opposite ends of the spectrum, matter and mean a lot. It hurt. Every emotion that you can think of that you feel, you feel it. You feel angry. You feel abused. You feel taken advantage of. You feel sad. You feel hurt. But then on the flip side, I've had amazing experiences with new friends, old friends. So I have to equally look at both. And that is why I don't regret any experience, because I've learned and I've gained more than I've lost.
You take the good with the bad. So that's always a great thing.
I take the good with the bad. I take the good with the bad. That's exactly what it is. And the thing is, all of these things happen in real life. Like, we've all had a friend that done did something that we like, how could you do that? You're my girl. Or in some cases, some of the women all of us women have had men that have cheated on us or hurt us or done things that we didn't approve of, didn't like. And
I know that's hard to watch, girl, because I don't even want to remember it in my own mind. So to see it play out
again. Could you imagine having the world see it? We be trying to hide that, like, oh, no, I ain't telling my mama what happened to
I
him.
can't. I can't.
Nobody don't need to know about that.
It takes a certain
that's the difference with us.
to
we
experience
decide that we're going to put it on TV and get paid for our heartbreak. So when we get that paycheck, we get the heartbreak. Then we get that paycheck. We're like, all right, that heartbreak ain't so bad. When I made, this money off of it.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, I think reality TV got so popular because people look at their train wreck a little less when they get to see mine or someone else's on TV. And especially, when you're on TV, they're going to highlight the biggest part of your train wreck, right? There might be a 3-hour-long conversation of two people trying to figure out how to get along, how to make this thing right. But because it's reality TV, they're going to show you 2 minutes of that 3-hour-long conversation, and you're going to get when things got heated. Because he said that one wrong thing, you got up, you was pissed, you punched him in his face, and then you walked off. That's the part you don't see on reality TV. I'm glad. It makes us look sometimes a little crazy. It makes us look a little emotional. But a lot of times there are things that lead up to the crazy that you just don't see.
You know what? And I think we all know that, because I'm like, something had to happen for them to react that way. And I'm glad that you kind of brought that up, that, we get to see not just, the good, but the bad, and then the comebacks too. And so just thinking of your career, your journey, everything that you've been through, can you talk about a time where, you took an L and you bounced back?
Every day. Every day there is something that happens when I'm told no. So I'll give you just a couple examples really quickly. Even with Love and Hip Hop, right? So when I got this development deal, I was super excited. I think I might have been, 28, 29, probably 28, 27. And I'm like, yes, we got this deal and we're ready to go. I'm young. I'm about to have my own TV show. And then one of our artists got murdered. Stack Bundles got murdered. Then one of our artists went to jail. Max B got sentenced, and it was like some crazy numbers he got sentenced to. And then my client was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not sitting here. Y'all telling me who to ride in the car with, who to go with. I'm not doing it. All of my joy, my excitement, it felt like it was crashing. The walls were crashing around me. I'm like, oh, my God, people are dying. You're saying he needs to ride with his mom and his girl, and he wants to ride with his boys to the funeral. And he's like, I'm not doing it. And getting into arguments with VH1 staff. It was just insane. And I felt defeated. I felt like, here we go. This black girl took all this money from these people, and now we can't even produce a show. And I felt defeated. I felt like that was it. I felt like this show would never hit the the air, and I was defeated. But one thing that I've always learned to do is don't take the first no, or don't take that first letdown as the final letdown. So
Oh,
even when
yes.
that happened,
Yes.
I was hit in the gut, bent over, stomach hurting. I'm like, Mona, can you come with me out to eat? And I sat there with tears in my eyes, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how to tell these people that Jim doesn't want to do this show. I don't know what to do. And he's like, I got you. Let's figure this thing out. I'm going to help you.
It only takes
And
that one yes.
it takes that one yes, but I'm telling you, I always get no's. I mean, even with my skincare line. So I'll tell you that. So now, 10 years later, that the show is amazing. We have a series everywhere, and I left from being on the producing side to being on the cast side. I get a very nice paycheck from that, so I'm happy. Okay, now
Yeah.
moving on to but remember, it started out with it's not going to happen. I don't want to do this show. It started out with my client saying that. Then on the skincare line, when I decided I was going to do this skincare line, I invested in a product line that was, I wanted papaya scent, strawberry scent, cucumber mint scent. Honey,
Right.
wash my face. And this is one of the companies that is one of the biggest companies in skincare. And I was going to white label it at that time, where they created, and I just put my logo on it. I got that thinking it was going to be amazing. Wasted all my money because I started breaking out. I was getting rashes. I was
Oh
getting more
Lord,
pimples
Yandy.
than
Now
I
wait a
started.
minute. Now wait a
Yes.
minute. Now I
Uh
know
huh.
that had to be devastating, especially when you invest your own money into something.
Invested my own little bit of money, yes, and I had a cleanser, a toner, moisturizer, a scrub, everything. I used it. My mom used it, and I had a girl. We were all testing it, and my manager had to trash everything. Had to trash the whole lot. And I
Oh
mean, it
man.
wasn't a lot. I think I might have ordered 15 pieces of each. So that might have been, that with research and testing stuff and trying to figure out which products I want, maybe $6,000-7,000 down the drain.
But that's still hard earned
And then
money.
I
I don't
said, you
care
know
if it
what?
was $5.
No, please. I needed that money. So then I said, you know what? I want to strip all of this away. I want to go natural. I want to go plant-based. I don't want any extra scents, only the scents that are in the smell, the natural plant smells. That's it. And with this, I was like, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to test this out for a whole year. And I'm going to give it to everybody I can that'll take it and trust me on this. And we'll see. And we worked hard. We got with a chemist. We got with a company that can engineer it and make it. And after, some trial and error, we found a line that I'm so incredibly proud of. But again, it started out with a huge failure, and I was discouraged. And I'm like, I had a new baby. Skylar was just born. Then DC was gone. So it was like I had to figure this out. And I wanted to do something. I wanted to create something that was going to be successful and hold the family down until he was home. God forbid something happened with the show. I wasn't on the show anymore, or whatever. The books didn't sell. I'm like,
Yeah,
let me
you
create
always want to
something
have
that's my own.
something going on
You
for
always want to
yourself.
have a backup plan, and then it fails, But I'll tell you
Yeah.
this, after we waited for a year, we tested it out for a year, we put it out. First year, we did $66,000, which is great for a new company,
Yeah.
especially because I was really into the beauty world. But the following year 2, right? I'm going into year 3. Year 2, we did over $700,000.
Wow.
Why did we do that? Because I was diligent, and I did not allow that failure to deter me from continuing. I just made it better. I learned my lesson. I learned and all these different fragrances and making it cute and pretty and your face smelling like strawberries and papaya doesn't work. But it doesn't
Right.
mean that this skincare line for me wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to understand, and that's what I had to push forward with, that this didn't work. Not the whole thing won't work. This
And
line didn't work.
the biggest lesson in hearing you tell that story is that, it takes time. That when you want something great, don't think that you're just going to put it out and you're going to blow up overnight. Like it's going to take some time, but as long as you stay focused on the goal, the end goal, it will be great. So congratulations on that. Like, not giving up and not quitting with that. And I'm sure, like, I know you mentor a lot of young women and have during your career. And so Are those some of the lessons that you teach and try to teach your girls about your experiences, about those losses, so that they won't make those same mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, I think in life it's just natural that we're going to make mistakes. I can't even
Yeah.
preach not to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Hopefully, you can look at my life and not make the same exact mistake. Ask questions. I always
Mhm.
tell my girls, use me. I don't want to be misused, but I'm here to
Right.
be used. Every relationship should be an equal exchange, right? I get so much
Mhm.
from the kids that I mentor, just stories of hope, stories of push through. That these kids are going through a lot, a lot, a lot, and they
Girl,
push
this
through. They get
virtual
up the day
learning
saying,
alone.
the
Woo.
virtual learning is not easy. Not being able to
Yeah.
connect. I mean, when I went to school, I looked forward to lunch times and days in the cafeteria or being in the back of the class talking, having, whatever it
Yes.
was. I looked forward to that human interaction. These kids have to get all of this learning and interact with mom, dad, sister, brother. That can't be conducive to real, you know, people that are going to have to live in this society together. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this won't be something that lasts very long, but it's hard. And I think that we have to be able to use what is around us. Everyone should find someone that they can look up to, find someone that can be a role model, find someone that can be a mentor. And let me just say this really quickly. If you are looking for a mentor, going up to someone and saying, I need to be my mentor, I want you to mentor me, that is not something that is a blessing necessarily to the
Mm.
mentor. So what you want to make sure is you're a blessing as well. So don't say, I need you to be my mentor, right? What you should say is,
Yeah.
how can I assist you? How can I help you? I'm an amazing organizer. Can I organize your office and maybe pick your brain while I do it? Can I take you to lunch? Can I offer you some graphic design work? Can I help you
Man,
organize your
yes.
closet, Miss Boutique? Whatever it is that you feel like you want to get into, make yourself something they need.
That is
Make yourself
absolutely
valuable.
great. Great advice. Come on, Yandy, dropping gems. In this short time that we've been talking, I've learned some things that I haven't, about you. And so I know that this episode of Uncensored is going to unlock more, chapters to your life, to your career, everything that you have going on. So I know you're excited about it. And so I am as well. So I want everyone to make sure that they tune in on Sunday at 10 p.m. And Yandy, let everyone know the other projects that you're working on and how they can get in contact with you. Not to send their mixtape or nothing like that, but just to
Right,
follow everything you
exactly.
have going on.
Yeah, so I keep things really simple. The name that I get texting, Yandy Smith. But what I want you guys to follow is Until Freedom. Follow Until Freedom. My heart is heavy, and I'm pushing through these interviews. But until freedom, we got to fight. We have to keep our foot on their neck as they've tried to do to us for so long. And we have
Yeah.
to keep holding people accountable. And it might not be accountable by law, but we have got, as a community, we've got to hold them accountable and let them know that this is unacceptable. You cannot murder a black woman and just walk away and get away with it, or get an
Yeah.
indictment for endangering someone other than her when you killed her. It is unacceptable. It is a disgrace, and it is disrespectful. So I would say follow Until Freedom and join on the movement to keep fighting. Let's continue to fight for Breonna Taylor. Let's continue to fight for so many of our brothers and sisters out there that are losing their lives. And let's get together, man. Let's stop all this nonsense,
Yes.
all this canceling each other, and all this foolishness. And let's get
And
together,
focus and vote.
be focused, and vote, and vote,
Yes. Thank you
and vote.
so much, Yandy Smith Harris, Uncensored, this Sunday at 10
Yes,
p.m. on
this
TV
Sunday.
One. I appreciate
Yes,
you for taking the time out to call me.
of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Yandy. Have a great one.
Okay, you too, my love. Bye-bye.